Hi guys, we're gonna do another Undecorate. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kat Malone, and if you've been following along, welcome back. And today we are just going to go through another mundane day of just taking down Thanksgiving because it's just kind of everywhere and the Christmas holiday is about to come up. So I know I'm late posting this and my apologies, but I have stuff everywhere as you can see. And I know it's kind of weird to decorate for Thanksgiving. I know that's probably what you're thinking, like, really? Wow, why would you even go from Halloween to Thanksgiving? But I don't know. I guess I was a Martha Stewart girl growing up, and she never skipped a holiday, so neither do I. While I'm going through picking up some of this stuff, I know it seems like I'm going through a painstakingly careful and meticulous way of picking everything up in order, but I mean, it could just be just as easy thrown in that box right there, just out of order and just, reorder it up. But I kind of like it for next year, so if I do decide to pull it back out, it's kind of just not a mess. One thing I have added in my cleaning arsenal over the past couple years is this Miss Myers cleaner, and I like to buy one that's seasonal. So the one I'm cleaning with has a basil scent to it, I believe, but I'm not much of a witchy woman. I'm not into that type of thing, but I just really like aromas when I'm cleaning. And then also you can see on my table that during our Thanksgiving meal, yes, something hot was placed right on the wood. So there we have it. A nice um, wide open spot that was burnt through the veneer of the table. So I'm just trying to get some Old English here and see if I can't try to buff it out. I'm sure I'll have to get some kind of, one of those crayons that looks like a wood finish or something over it, but I'm just going to do my best and see if I can't polish it out. Oh, we have to take a break for some unwanted, unsolicited cuddles by me for shock, and you could tell she's just really not into it, but she'll get over it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of recap what the table looked like during Thanksgiving, and I had to pull out every tacky bowl that I owned to put out here here was the little hors d'oeuvre table over to the side, and then of course, there's got to be a jello and just all kinds of things and all different ugly dishes, but it was just what it was. And you cannot have a Thanksgiving dinner without the Kroger cranberry celebration. Not all things homemade are good things, okay? This one is store-bought, and I promise you it is magic in your mouth when you get it. So if you haven't tried it, I strongly suggest run, don't walk to go get some and try it. Okay, we are back at it, and I am going to go ahead and put the candelabra back into the middle of the table. And I have these picks that I got at Joann's probably a couple years ago, and it's just something to kind of lighten up the space. And don't get me wrong, I am a lover of dark academia, but in this case I just want to put something a little brighter on the table for the holidays, just because it does tend to get gloomy outside, so I thought I'd just add a little brightness into the space. One thing about flocked decor, it does tend to make a mess, and so there's like a bit of snow everywhere, so you have to kind of go behind it and re-clean up every time you decorate with it. And I just found a few other little picks to throw in there just to kind of tie it all together in the space so it doesn't look so much like a white flocked Christmas tree sitting on top of a candelabra. So I just got a couple little picks and a couple little decorative balls and contrasting colors just to kind of give it a little bit of a, I don't know, just a little extra of a feel. Another thing the piece I decided needed was some little twinkling lights, and so I just kind of did this all backwards, and it should have been put in before I set any kind of extra picks on top of the little branches. But as you can see, don't take decorating advice from me, just watch for my mistakes and learn from what I do and do it completely backwards from the way I do it. So while I'm over here piddling and trying to straighten out this cabinet on the side of the wall, I just wanted to go ahead and share a little tradition that my family used to have, and it's no longer a thing, although I would like to do it in the future. We used to when I was younger, and we would go over to Thanksgiving at a friend's house, and they always would sponsor a couple of people from the military. It was the Navy branch, and it was guys who were living on base, and they weren't with their families, where they were living in the barracks or something like that. And they would always come over. It would always be, different people every year, and they would always come over for Thanksgiving and get to watch football and have just home cooked food as opposed to whatever was at the base. It's like they do have restaurants on base, but it was just different to come over to somebody's house and just, I don't know, just be around normalcy and people and not your work, community, and just kind of get away from it for the day. So I always thought that was neat. And I think at some point here in the future, I'll probably do that myself in my own house, just because, just we live so close to bases, and people just, they don't want to be there during the holidays. They want to kind of have a break and get away. So it was always a neat thing, and I just would like to implement that in the future in our own home. Oh yes, we've had some Christmas cards already come in the mail, and one of these days I think I will try to attempt to put our family together in a photo. However, it feels like herding cats, and I admire people who can get it together. I've just never been able to be one of those people to get everybody dressed up like they're going to the same place. It'll probably be more like one of those things where you see on the internet where people go to the JCPenney and they just dress up in the most bizarre outfits together and to create their family portraits. That might be how it ends up going if I do decide to ever do it in the future, but we'll see. Ooh, one thing kind of odd about Christmas cards this year. I was in the attic when I was putting up Halloween, and I found a Christmas card, and it looked like it came from the 1940s out of the attic. It was a family, and I tried to Google these people, and I couldn't get any leads on who they were. I'll have to post the picture somewhere, and just so you can see who it is. And it's really bizarre. It just to find a Christmas card and your family, they're not affiliated with your family. It just kind of fell into my hands from the attic. And so it's just kind of unique. And you're like, why did this happen? We've lived in this house for several years. So for me to find it all of a sudden is just kind of one of those bizarro mysteries that just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I just wanted to put a couple little things up here on this little wine credenza. I have this antique candelabra and just wanted to add a little bit of Santa and, you know, just something pretty and a Christmas tree and just, I don't know, just kind of keep it simple. I didn't want to overdo it like I did for Halloween this year. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and put these little Christmas cards back up here on display so I can look at all my cute little friends and family who create pictures and go the extra mile. I like to put them on display because, you know, if they're gonna take the time and effort to do all that, then I can take a little time and effort to give them a little love as I walk by them every day and send them some good vibes. Okay, well, I guess that does it for my undecorate and kind of slightly redecorate episode, and I'm just going to sit here over this burnt spot on the table until I can figure out how to get it fixed. And until next time, bye!